This woman was cryogenically frozen for 20 years in exchange for $5 million. When she woke up, her appearance hadn't changed at all. The woman dragged her weak body along the road. The outdoor temperature of 93.2 degrees Fahrenheit was so hot that she had the illusion of melting. She needed to get home quickly for a good sleep. As soon as she got on the bus, she took out a bill and put it into the fare box. The driver gave her a surprised look. Then the woman reached out to the driver for change, but the driver gestured for her to look at the price list. The woman looked up in confusion, only to find that the fare had tripled. She clearly remembered that the fare was only $2 yesterday. The driver mistakenly thought she was a country girl who had just come to the city, and didn't argue with her much. The woman finally got home, but no matter how she shouted, there was no response from inside. She pulled hard, and the doorknob broke right off. The woman pushed the door open and entered the house, only to find that all the things were gone. Later, the neighbor next door told her that the family had moved away a long time ago. Upon hearing this news, the woman quickly took out her mobile phone to contact her family, but found that the phone had long been out of power. She went to a repair shop for help. The clerk told her that this kind of mobile phone had long been discontinued, and there were no matching charging devices either. The woman was very surprised and said that it was a new model bought just 3 months ago. But the clerk thought she was mentally ill. Helplessly, she had to go to the police station for help. The police asked her to show her ID card for verification, but at this moment, a bunch of antiques fell out of her bag. Several policemen were shocked when they picked up the woman's ID card. It showed that the woman was now 44 years old, but her appearance was completely inconsistent with her age, which made everyone present feel incredible. It turned out that 20 years ago, the woman participated in a human cryopreservation experiment to raise $50,000 for tuition fees just when the experiment was about to end. The doctor in charge of the experiment had an accident on the way. At this time, the freezing time on the other side was up, and an emergency alarm went off in the laboratory. However, the only one who knew how to thaw was the doctor in charge. The assistant, worried about an accident, activated the emergency safety system and hid the frozen woman and others underground. The project investor, in order to shirk responsibility, told the assistant to lie that the woman had left before the experiment started. This led to the woman being missing for 20 years. Based on the woman's household registration information, the police quickly found her parents' phone number, but no one answered when they dialed it. The woman had no choice but to leave a message for her mother. At this time, the man also woke up from the cryogenic chamber. After waking up, he walked onto the street, and everything in front of him was very unfamiliar. But he had no time to pay attention to it because he was almost being scorched by the 93.2 degree Fahrenheit heat. The man staggered a few steps and then blacked out. When he woke up again, he was in a hospital bed. The doctor examined him and found that all his bodily functions were normal, but his body temperature was extremely abnormal at 88.7 degrees Fahrenheit. The result was the same after 6 repeated tests. This was not a temperature that a normal human could have. Before they could guess more, the man woke up from a coma. He told the doctor his name and information. Soon, the man's family came to the hospital, but looking at the familiar yet unfamiliar figures in front of the bed, the man was a little confused. His mother had aged a lot, and the other two people, who looked 20 years older than him, were actually his younger brother and sister. Everything in front of him made the man feel strange. He pulled out the needle, ran out of the hospital bed,